Hello, everybody. Here we are and Miscellaneous Candor. Ooh, a little bit of an echo. Let's see if we can turn this down. Is that better? No, that's better. There we go. Um, we are here at Miscellaneous Candor. This is the intro. Just wanted to say really quickly that some of the things that we talk about have actually been talked about a lot in the news. I don't really watch CNN that much, but Stephen does. We know this. And what we were talking about with AI and jobs, we talk about on the episode. So tune into that conversation. I think that what we're going to do too is we're going to start talking about how AI is related to jobs and just in general. We've been talking more about random things, but I think we really need to get serious about what we as everyone, a human unit, can do with regard to AI. All right. So let's go and listen in. Remember, follow, like us, etc. All right, everyone, here we go. Hi, everybody. This is Robbie back again. I bet you thought that we weren't going to record a podcast because we were late this week and it was Thanksgiving. But that's not true. We are here. Here we are. Hi, Stephen with a PH Kennedy.
Hi, Robbie. It is I, Stephen. You know what, Robbie? I'd appreciate it if you didn't steal my thunder. You're stealing my thunder. That's my line. That's my bit. You know? Is that okay?
I guess.
Thank you. Hello, friends. It is I, Stephen with a PH Kennedy, knocking on your door. Let's chat. Oh no! See, you flustered me. I screwed it up. Let's just get on with it. Let's get on with it. Let's just move forward.
Okay. So no BCA PSA, huh?
Well, yeah, because we'll get to that at the end.
Okay, we'll get to that at the end. All right. So did you listen to any podcasts? Because I listened to some crazy ones.
A new one?
I did listen to a new one.
Oh, very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Did you listen to any this week?
I did, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 weeks in a row. Okay.
I will admit, I was looking for interesting podcasts, and
Mm-hmm.
I came across this one. I came across a couple that were about, guidance for entrepreneurs. And I kind of my eyes kind of zoomed in on one because the girl was attractive, so I started listening to
Of
that.
course. Of course.
Um,
Of course. It's you. Okay, so what was
uh,
it called?
it is called Yap.
Yep.
It's hosted by Yap,
YEP?
YAP, Yap,
What is it about?
YAP. And so it's I just told you it's about it's YAP stands for Young and Profiting. Okay.
You said
And
that
so
already? I guess I tuned it out when she said it
no,
was a hot girl. Okay, young and profiting.
so
Because I
YAP
figured like
stands for Young and Profiting.
okay.
And it's hosted by a woman named Hala Taha.
Mm-hmm.
And Hala, that's Hala, last name is Taha,
Mm-hmm.
Taha. She's an
Okay.
entrepreneur. She owns a media
Okay.
company involving, including this podcast. She also has a marketing agency. And
Okay.
she and also her guest hosts, or they talk about different tips for entrepreneurs. Now, and I thought, there are different tips in terms of, high level on how to get things moving, how to get started, what kind of mindset you should have, and different tips in terms of, how should you make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, it's a great podcast for people that know nothing about entrepreneurship. Um, or people that are just putting their foot, into it. It's very helpful, very educational. I would say it's for me personally, I thought that these are things I already know.
Mhm.
And then also taking into consider I might be biased as well, just because you know being being in the Bay Area, you kind of you're in that world all the time, right? You're
Mhm.
so maybe people in the Bay Area are more well versed on the entrepreneurial world, how to start a business and all of that in the Bay
Mhm.
Area than just the standard person across the country. But yeah, for me, I thought I've
I
got
disagree with
enough
that. Are you in a
with what.
place where your Wi-Fi is not the greatest right now?
No, is there a problem?
It was kinda going in and out, but keep going. I can hear you now.
Okay. Uh, so you disagree with what?
That only the people in the Bay Area know how to build a business.
No, no, I was saying that I may be biased about my perspective on this podcast because I have more understanding because of the fact that we're really we've spent many years in the middle of it, right? But I'm not saying that's necessarily uh, true for everyone. I'm saying that I may be my perspective that this is more for people. This podcast is more for people that don't have any experience in the world of entrepreneurship would find this
Mm,
useful.
okay.
So I think it'd
Okay.
be good for people. I think it's very insightful for people that are getting started and don't have a really solid understanding of entrepreneurship. And it's very motivational. There's some motivational tips as well. So I like that about it. I definitely do
Okay.
recommend it to people that are, getting started in something that they're really not. It's really not something they're comfortable with yet, starting a business, and they don't really know much about it. So it's good.
Okay. That's fair. That's a good point. I'm glad you listened to something new. Do you wanna know what I listened to that was new?
Oh, new. Yes, let's hear it.
You're so silly sometimes. So I listened to the Oprah podcast. Did you know Oprah has a
Oh, no.
podcast?
I saw an ad for that, and I was like, no, I can't deal with this. I can't.
Did you know she has a podcast now?
Not because I saw an ad for it just recently. I don't know why
She
it's
has a
showing up in
podcast.
my. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just think it's so funny that Oprah is, like, fighting with all these other people who are so far ahead of her, considering the talk show like, she created all this stuff for the most
That's
part.
true. That's so true.
It's so
That's
funny.
so true.
So and she's
That
fighting
is.
for space and fighting for listeners, right? Because she's, like, late to the podcast game. Anyway, I did listen to her podcast, and it was correct. Okay. So have you heard of this whole, phenomenon of people going no contact with their family?
Yes. Well, that's the ad I saw.
Oh, okay, so that's what I listened to. So essentially, um, there's like 30% of the country that have gone no contact with their family,
What?
like mom
Wow.
and dad and siblings that they've grown
That's
up with.
wild.
We're
That's
not talking
wild.
about like half
30%.
sibling. 30%. And so they had a couple of psychiatrists on, one who wrote this book about how you have immature parents. I don't know, she's something else. And then there was another guy who was like, a lot of this is coming from social media and people are taking it too far. And then they
Mm.
had people talking about their stories. And it was just kind of crazy about how quickly, like, people are just so quick to be like, for my mental health, for my peace, I have to cut off my parents.
Well, why does it? So, I mean, I wonder, is this a new development or is it always been there? We just didn't know about it.
So, according to them, this is relatively new based upon social media because there's like 2 billion hashtags that say hashtag toxic parents, hashtag no contact or some
Really?
shit like
Wow.
that.
I
That's
guess,
all.
that does make sense, right? I mean, yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many different. Wow, okay. This makes sense now because I was gonna ask you, next
Yes.
question, what could have sparked this strong, this, steep increase
So it's
in
all about the mental
this
health piece. It's all about, like, protecting your mental health. And, I mean, there's more
the
to it.
podcast?
No, the podcast is about people who've cut off their parents primarily and why they
No,
have.
the one episode is about people who have cut
Yes,
off their parents,
yes,
but
it's
the
for
podcast overall is about.
the phenomenon. It's about the phenomenon, but they focus in for the most part the people who've cut off their parents, or the parents who've cut off their kids, or parents who have been cut off by their kids. But let me just tell you this one story that really I don't know how I feel about it. So this guy, he said that he had a woman he's with, and his parents didn't like his woman, didn't like his girlfriend, who he ended up being his wife, right? And that he grew up. Listen to what he says. He said he grew up in a very performative house with expectations and um mandatory compliance. So basically what he was saying was that he didn't like the fact that his parents were telling him what to do, that they wanted him to, when he said performative, he was like, they wanted him to strive to like go to an Ivy League school, and if he didn't, that was a problem. And then and because of that, they were embarrassed by him and his girlfriend or whatever. And so it got so tense that for his mental health and her mental health, they no longer talk to his parents.
Okay. I think there, you
Couldn't
know,
wait to tell you this. I couldn't wait to tell you this. What are you
I
gonna
so
say?
you cut off your parents because of that rather than trying to resolve the issues. So they're getting this kind of guidance from social media saying, "Hey, if you're not, just cut it off because it's not worth your time." I don't understand.
So people are not admitting to the social media. One psychiatrist on the show was saying that he feels like it has been like essentially pushed upon people based upon this whole movement in social media, right?
Uh-huh.
Of this. And then the other woman is saying that it's that 30 years ago life was different, and that in life now there's so much going on with people who are of a certain age that they just don't have the emotional capacity to deal with
Uh-huh.
things, and that she says that people need to parent different, and that it's important for you to parent from a relationship perspective and not from like a compliant, I'm your parent
Uh-huh.
or this is my role perspective. But you really
Uh-huh.
need to have, and that the expectation for a lot of the kids and adult kids, because they're mainly talking about adult kids who
Uh-huh.
were no going no contact, is that you need to be like a parent slash soulmate type of, you need to figure out
Uh-huh.
what that means. But parents are not being told that these are the baselines of expectations. This is just what's happening. And then the other side is that the kids are not going through conflict resolution. They are just saying, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to walk away. I'm just going to, not
Uh-huh.
work through it. It
But
was an interesting
I
episode.
I do I feel like there must be in these circumstances where the kids just cut off their parents and their siblings. I feel like there are other factors included, not just it's not just
Okay.
one dimensional.
Okay. So the story that I told you was that story. That's why he cut his parents off, and it just got exacerbated. Now another woman cut her mother off because her mother was basically abusive to her. Like she was at her graduation in front of everybody in a large auditorium where she was graduating, and her mother fell out, had a temper tantrum, and then came up on the stage in front of the entire audience and was like, my boyfriend wants to leave, so enough of this, we have to go now. Now that's some crazy
Well,
stuff, right? Like that's crazy.
yeah.
And clearly she said that there was multiple other things that happened like at that level, where there was like this abusive sort of over the top
Mhm.
behavior that was always happening,
Yo.
where some of these other people were cutting off their parents just because like they just didn't agree with like
Huh. Okay.
fundamental things. you know? And I feel like,
Yeah.
wow, so because your parents pushed you, yeah, maybe they had too high of expectations, but you cut them off because of that?
I mean, I think like 75% of Asian parents have high expectations.
Yeah,
They don't,
that's I
kids
s
don't cut
yeah,
off the parents.
this is why I wanted to talk to you about this because I
Yeah, I
was
think it's
wanting
comedy.
to know
That's,
your
for an
perspective
Indian
on
person,
it.
that's a part of life. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with that, but a very large number of people, Indian or Asian in general, that's high expectations, and that's life. You're still family. You still love each other. You don't cut off the relationship. It's,
This was, a man, gentleman of the Caucasian persuasion.
okay. I
Mhm.
like how you're so PC about all this. A gentleman of the Caucasian persuasion.
What did you want me to say, a white guy? It was a white
Yes, yes. Let's just
guy.
let's keep it real here, Robbie. Let's not dance around.
I'm not dancing around it. I mean, both things are true.
Gentleman of the Caucasian persuasion.
Just because I
Yeah,
added a little formality to it doesn't
that's a
mean
that's a good nickname, Caucasian
yeah.
persuasion.
Oh
Okay.
my
So,
god.
uh,
Yes, it was a white
I
guy's
have a
film.
friend that I like to call. I like to call him the Caucasian persuasion from now on.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Whatever you wanna do. Okay, so anyway, I thought that was interesting. Then I listened to another podcast I've listened to before, you know Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO.
no. Yeah.
I didn't realize that Ozempic can create I think we talked about this, but they were talking about it even in adults, that it can really create osteoporosis. Now, or, am I saying it right? The bone, like, when
Osteoporosis?
you lose
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Your
so
muscle
I
mass,
think
right?
we
That's for
talked
your bone
about it.
mass.
What'd you say?
When you lose bone mass, right?
Yes, 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 yes. So I know we talked about a little bit about this young lady who was on it and she shouldn't have been on it, right? Like she was skinny and she was trying to get skinnier for music or something, and then she ended up getting this. But this woman, this doctor on here was talking about how this is what happens to basically everybody that's on it if they get off
What?
of it.
What?
Yes, that essentially it's she said the way to think about the GLP-1 shot is you have, um, let's say that, you could choose to either change your eating habits and maybe change your diet or, take some supplements, or you could choose to do chemo. And we're not talking about for cancer. We're just talking about just like lose weight. That GLP-1 is like taking chemo. It will kill your craving and the need to want to eat and you'll lose weight,
Yeah.
but it's a little extreme in terms of what it will do to your body on the other
So
end.
they likened it to chemo.
That's what she does. Not everybody. Don't get me wrong, not everybody, but that's what she did. I was like, "Wow, okay." So
Wow,
basically
okay.
what she was saying is that for anyone, especially adults, adult women, if you take it and even after because after you're off it, right? If you gain weight back, you've lost so much muscle that it's really hard for you to gain bone density back. Because you lose bone density because you lose so much muscle. And so when it comes back, it's fat, and you
Wait a
don't.
second, wait a second. Well, let's back up for a second. So
Yeah.
when you take GLP-1s, you're saying in addition to losing fat, you lose muscle and bone
Yes.
density?
Yes. And because
Is this
your
widely
bone
known? Am I
density
just
is
new to the?
based on your bone density is based on your muscle mass.
I did not know this.
Yes, you didn't. I didn't know how much it does affect people and that there's this through line from losing weight to losing muscle to losing bone density, but she made the through line. And I
Interesting.
was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
I
shit."
didn't know that there's a correlation between bone density and muscle mass.
Well, yes, there is that.
Is this
Isn't that
am I new to this? Like, is this common
Well,
knowledge
you know,
that
this
people
is
are
the
still
whole it
taking
is
it?
common knowledge for, like, older women. They know that, like, your mom probably knows this because as you get older, your muscle mass decreases, and as your muscle mass decreases, that affects your bone density, and then that's how people get osteoporosis, which is why they
Yeah,
always
I
tell
know
people.
osteoporosis is common amongst women as they age.
Yes.
Uh,
But what happens is that with the GLP-1s, it doesn't you don't just lose fat because you're losing things so quickly. It's just taking you're not eating anything, it's just taking off the weight, and when the weight is coming off, it's not only the fat, it's the muscle. In fact, they said a
wow.
huge amount of the weight that people lose is muscle, which affects
Oh,
their
wow.
bone density. So then that can't come back. It's crazy. I was like, "I didn't realize this."
So
Because they
why are
wanna
people
lose
still
weight.
using it?
Because I think that people think it's not gonna happen to them. I just dropped
Okay,
something.
I
It's
see.
like dropping the mic. Yes. Look it up. I was like, "Wow." Mhm. Imma
I
keep just l trying to lose naturally.
so oh, so okay. You know, we
Hmm.
um what was I saying? I actually I know several people that take GLP-1s,
I know a ton of people that are on it.
male and
Me
female,
too.
and it's become so
Yes.
common. Like it's just a regular thing now. It's not.
Yes.
There's no stigma attached to it. It's
No.
very openly normal.
Yes. Yes, but these are the side effects. Now, it can happen to certain people more than others. I think there
Sure.
probably is an age range and all of that stuff, right? You could be more,
And some people are just
um,
more susceptible to it than others.
susceptible to it than
Or,
others, all of those things. But the fact that this is one of the side effects, right? And the fact essentially what they're saying is that you gotta take this stuff for the rest of your life. Like, you can't get off of it.
what do you mean?
If you get off of it, you would have lost all this muscle, and you can't necessarily get that back.
Yeah, but the muscle's not going. You said that when you take GLP-1s, you lose muscle mass. So
Yes.
if you stop taking it, wouldn't it be better?
If you stop taking it, well, it depends on how much weight you lose. Because then if you stop taking it, then you have to start regaining that muscle mass, right? And these are for
Yeah.
people too who I mean, this is the reason why they tell people they have to lift weights and all that stuff, but some people are not doing that while they're on it. I mean, I think some people are
Mm,
for what I just
okay.
told you, but some people are not. And the people who are not are the ones that are more susceptible.
Interesting.
I
But
know.
but I'm still not clear why once you start it, you need to stay on it.
So that you won't gain the satiety back because,
Oh,
it
okay. I mean, so
satiates
as long
your
as you quit it and you change your lifestyle, then it's fine. But if you're not going to change your lifestyle, then you need to stay on it. Is what you're saying.
yes.
Okay. And
But also,
as we all
again
know, most people will not change their lifestyle.
exactly. That's my point. Most people are like, "Let me just stick this thing in my stomach, and I'm gonna not wanna eat, and Imma
Yeah.
lose weight. I'm not working out."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So,
Well,
and it's crazy, it's crazy. Alright, so oh, we're at 22, I'm
whoa,
sorry.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm
Is
tired,
Robbie yawning?
yeah, I know, it was a long day, it was
It's
a
that
long day.
Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah, that too. And the leftovers. Okay, so what are we gonna talk about? Were we gonna talk about AI this week? Did you had
Um,
something you wanted to talk about with AI?
yeah, yeah.
I think I'm AI'd out right now.
You're AI it out right now. Okay.
I mean,
Sounds good.
I'm not, but I am. I'm just like, I'm so over it.
I know.
I
I
do
know that
think
you're
I need
not.
to watch iRobot though again just to, like, get my mind right.
Oh
For
no, please don't.
prepare
No, no,
prepare
no,
for
no.
what's coming. I need to watch
That's
iRobot to
that's.
prepare for what's coming. I'm
Oh
laughing, but
no,
it's not
Will Smith. No.
oh my god.
Uh,
Okay, go on.
I'm sure you're not Diddy'd out though. Did you see the new footage of Diddy as a librarian in prison?
No, I didn't see that one, I missed it.
What?
Okay, let's wait. Wait,
I
wait, wait. Let's go on AI, and then you can tell me because I wanna be like I wanna have, like, a real reaction
I'm
from
just surprised that I'm ahead of you on this. That's shocking.
I've been watching that online. I changed my feed, I guess. Okay, go on. Go on with the
Well,
AI. What were you gonna say about
so
AI?
some interesting development. We're always talking about the that AI is rapidly cutting out uh people's jobs, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, it's estimated through some research that almost 12% of jobs in the US could be, they're not currently, but they have the ability to be knocked out by
That's
current usage of
crazy.
AI,
That's
by the
current usage?
no, no, the current capabilities of AI.
My god.
So it's not happened yet, but because people, it depends how how companies educate themselves about AI usage and integration into their products, into their companies. So it's not there, companies are not using it to the most extent, the highest level that they could, actually, to the highest
Mhm.
usage that they could, what they're capable of in terms of replacing jobs with AI and integrating into their companies. So if all these companies were to integrate AI and maximize their AI usage, at this point, almost 12% of jobs could be wiped out in the US.
That's crazy, Steven.
Yeah,
Do you know how
it's
many millions of people that is?
it's wild. It's wild. That's actually, I do know how many, where what I think it was around 20 million jobs, something like that.
Oh my god. We gotta get our, podcast stuff together.
Mm. Oh.
We gotta get it together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Seriously, though.
Now,
I mean, that's crazy.
yeah, uh I'm trying, it's $1.2 trillion in wages, and I think it was many millions of jobs. Um, let's see.
I don't
Yeah,
even know what to
absolutely.
say. I don't know what to say. What is there to say?
Yeah, it's scary. Um, you know what I say, you know what I always say, let it burn, because
Yes, I knew you would say that.
I'm joking, I'm joking. I
No, you're
honestly, I do
not.
not.
No,
No, no.
you're
Listen.
not.
There are many respects, where I do talk about let it burn. Mostly in terms of our government, our governmental structure. Uh, but I do not want to let it burn when it comes to people losing their jobs, because that's just sad. Uh, in mass,
It's
and
crazy.
when people don't have jobs, right? Those jobs are going to be replaced by a lesser number of people that are going to be employed to manage the AI that is replacing those lost jobs. It's going
I
to be a lesser number of people. Now, you know, the thing is, if AI is integrated rapidly, to reach this almost 12% that we're capable of achieving in the US right now, there will be more, the integration of AI and the efficiencies created by AI will not be rapid enough to keep up with the job loss. So the weight of the job loss will surpass the weight of the AI efficiencies in companies. And so there won't be enough people with money to purchase the goods that are created by the companies, So it would
Exactly.
seem that
That's
that's
always been my thing. That's always
yeah,
been my thing, is that these people are running around talking about how they're gonna create all these efficiencies and they're gonna get people out of work and all this, gonna save all this money. And I'm like, "You pushing all these people out, nobody is going to be able to buy your shit. You realize
right,
that,
right,
right?
right,
Like,
right,
your
right.
shit's gonna
It
just
doesn't make any
stand
sense.
there and no one's buying it. So guess what? You got all this efficient supply chain and you're pushing all this
Yay!
stuff out, but it's just gonna sit there, so you're not gonna make any money anyway."
Yeah, and then a
So, I
cascading effect,
mean,
right?
yeah, so that's the thing, it's so ridiculous. It's like, what are you who are you what are you really doing?
Yeah,
Right?
it doesn't make. It's just absurd.
That's the absurd
They're
part.
just they're rolling the dice. They're rolling the dice. That's what it is.
Yeah, and there's another podcast with, Stephen Bartlett with the guy, Tristan, who is the head of the Center for Humane Technology or whatever.
Okay.
He really is about trying to make this stuff better. And he called out how fucked up social media was going to be for all our kids. He used to work at Google.
Mhm.
Anyway, this dude is like, I gotta watch this podcast about what he says about AI and what's coming. And he's saying that we've got to stop it. Like, we've got to not let 6 people determine the fate of 8 billion people. Now,
Right,
it
right.
sounds a little bit extreme, but it is
It
extreme.
gets the point across. Yeah,
Yeah. I was just like, this is some crazy. But yeah, that's what I mean, like, are you for real right now? Like, when I think about that, I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're gonna create an environment where nobody's buying your shit, but you feel like you're number one. Number one of what? Shit on the shelves? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing?
yeah,
Anyway, you know how I feel about it. I think I've made myself my point.
yeah. I think so. Now, what's interesting, this is
Shut
related
up,
to the
Steven. I think
what
so. Smarty pants.
um I hate, no, we've talked about this before actually. And you've, yeah, you've shared your opinion. I'm right there with you.
Mhm.
It doesn't it's absurd. Now,
Yeah.
related to this,
Yes.
um, you
Oh,
know,
Lord.
no, I this is so there you know how recruiting firms are now employing AI, right? And there's a
Yes.
concern, right? There's a concern that AI, the use of AI is going to weed out a lot of qualified candidates, right? Now,
Mhm.
there are some recruiting experts in the field that are saying, okay, yes, look, AI is useful in terms of, finding candidates, but only for certain parts. So I think, there's a big concern that uh, recruiting firms and companies that have in-house recruiting, they're just gonna put AI in place of actual recruiters, and that is going to happen. But I think there is a level of rationality where intelligent people in the recruiting world understand that it should not be just employed taking over the vast majority of the recruiting role, right? So things like organizing resumes in the system and being able to reach out to sending AI generated emails to people, creating efficiencies in the processes. That stuff is good, but in the end, the actual human recruiters understand the culture fit of a candidate.
Mhm.
So you have to understand the culture of the company. You have to understand, get to know the person, the candidate, person to person, rather than AI just, you know, determining, oh, this person's qualified, this person's not, just going through the data and the resumes. So I think there is
Have
a
you heard
level
about the AI blackmailing people? Go on.
of, I know I have not. What are you talking?
No, I said I wasn't gonna go there. I just because I've been so yeah, I know. Yes. Yes, yes, that happened.
Okay.
You want me to tell you what
Hold that
happened?
thought. Hold that thought.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Is
I'll hold it.
so um I was saying that my concern though is that here's the part that even some of the rational people in this recruiting world think that it's a good initial filter for candidates where the skills are matched to the cross-checked to the resumes, right? The skills required from a company for a certain job are cross-checked to the skills listed on resumes of people. And I think it shouldn't, I don't think it should even be used in that respect either, because what, the idea of transferable skills, right? Don't you
Mm-hmm.
need to really understand what a person is and how they can use their skills, not what's just written in black and white on a resume?
Exactly. And then there's times when people interview people and they see their resume, but they get them in person and then they interview them and they feel like, oh, okay, this
Yeah.
person could fit, da, 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 right? Like,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of how can you relate to other people? How are you going to fit in? And so many people are just going to get marched out. And then, I
Yeah.
mean, we haven't even talked about like the discriminatory stuff that's built in AI that just eliminates people based on names, based on
Really?
yeah. So oh, yeah. Oh my stop acting like you don't know that
No,
that's
I have
not
no clue, but I can always count on
yes.
you to take it there, so it's good.
Yes,
What,
yes,
no, what
yes,
are you
yes,
talking
and
about?
then people
I
can
don't know
just
this.
and then people can just be like, "Oh, well, it was AI, so it
This
was" what was it? It was
obviously there,
fair and
it's masked.
non-biased.
It's masked, it's not straightforward. It's masked, right? By
Yeah, so it just makes it even more, crazy. I just all of this stuff and that's the one thing that Tristan is saying. He was like, "People are concerned about immigrants taking their job. They need to be concerned about AI taking their job." And
Mhm.
Steve Bannon has started to talk about this.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Why are
Steve
you
Bannon has
listening to
started to talk
Steve Bannon? Just curious.
okay, here's the thing about Steve Bannon. I don't
Oh
necessarily
no.
what I am
Are you a
open
Lefty
to
fan
I
Steve
can
Bannon?
always see something in someone and what they say, independent of how I might feel about them or how they might feel about me. The thing about him is he is good about understanding what is on the ground with people, what's important, and how to elevate that. And I mean, like all this flood the zone stuff that, every day it's something new with the White House, that's him. Like he created that, right? He really is a really smart person. He's out there, but he's smart and he understands the interpinnings of
He
society,
does, yes,
how all
yes,
this
yes,
works.
yes.
And if he's talking about it, that means there's a lot of other people talking about it. I mean, like people on the ground, people who are concerned about this. And um he recognizes that having just anyway, I'm just saying. Oh, everybody's talking about it, but my whole thing is like this AI is so smart, man. It's getting smart. It's a being though. Even the guy I told you, even the guy who like invented it says it's like a type of being, which is
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. Can we talk about
Diddy, I want
just
to talk
saying
about
how
Diddy.
no, calm down. Calm down. Just relax.
Kidding.
You were
I'm
talking
kidding.
about AI
I'm about to look
blackmail
at it on
people.
my phone. Huh?
You're talking about AI blackmail? What is that all about?
Oh, okay. So evidently, somebody was using GPT or no, this was Anthropic. This was on 60 Minutes, and it was either Anthropic, and they were testing it,
Mhm.
or it was GPT. One of them, I don't know. And essentially, it was telling the GPT everything that was happening, and the GPT was seeing what was going on with the person on the other side, and blah blah blah. And the GPT, at some point or the language model, the testing or whatever was happening, the human being wanted to shut it down. So the language model said, if you're going to shut me down, I know that you're having an affair with such and such, and I will release all the information out to the world about your affair, and it will severely damage your professional reputation to a point to where you may not be coming back. So if you shut me down, this is what I'm going to do.
Amazing.
So it's like a being enough and an organism enough to have self-preservation
Amazing.
and to understand how to blow up mail. So what they said that they did go back, right? This was a test. They did go back to try to figure out when this scenario of when the language model realized that it had leverage for blackmail. And it was at kind of like this very nascent early stage. And it just held on to that to where it could use it in the future. And I was like, this is some shit I just don't want to know. But now I know, so I got to talk about it. It is out there. A lot of people are talking about it. But if you watch, there's a 60 Minutes episode, and it was actually with the CEO of Anthropic, and he kind of breaks it
I'll
down.
look it up.
Yeah,
Audience
you can look
members,
it up. It's on YouTube.
look it up. It sounds very interesting.
It is very interesting.
Before we go, shall we talk about your favorite character?
Oh my God. Do I need to look at this on Instagram? So what happened? He's in the
the best thing is,
library? He's in the
yeah,
library?
so he's working in the prison library, and it seems very happy.
Oh, shit. Well, he's in the easy prison now. Word on the street was that he's supposed to come home for the holidays. Also, did you know that 50
What?
Cent is releasing? I don't know. That's what his son said, but they just talking. Did
Yeah.
you see that 50 Cent is releasing a
Just talking,
documentary?
Ruben. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
50 Cent is releasing his documentary on Netflix, like on Monday or
I
Tuesday.
heard about that. Wow. It's
So
coming on Monday or Tuesday?
Yes, it's on
Wow.
Netflix. It's called, let me see what it's called. 50 Cent is crazy.
He is.
I mean, he is so out of control. It is called Sean Combs' The Reckoning. It's such an
What?
asshole.
You know how much
It's
money
on
is going to make off
December
of that?
2nd.
I mean,
December 2nd.
how much do you think Netflix paid him for that? I mean,
A lot of money because
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not messing around with his money. A lot of
This,
money. It says
for the
from
fact that
executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson
just
only on
because
Netflix.
just because of the fact that 50 Cent is doing it, it's gonna boost the volume, the viewership up just by
Everybody's gonna watch
millions.
it.
Wow.
I know. Look, we're talking about it here right now. Everybody's gonna watch it. I know I'm gonna watch it because I know whoever and whatever is on it's gonna be so petty and so crazy.
It's
And
gonna be so ridiculous.
it's gonna be so over the top. We already know. It's not gonna be like one of these little fluff pieces that we've seen in the past. So, yeah, the fact that he's calling it the oops. Oh shoot, hold on. I got so excited. Hold on, people. I got so excited I disconnected myself. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Disconnected my earphones because I was moving my hand so much.
Got too
Yeah.
excited talking about Diddy.
It's because he's so crazy. This whole Diddy thing is a nuts. It's nuts. Um, oh my God, what else has been this is so much stuff going on. I mean, we could talk about the shooting next week. I don't want to talk about the shooting right
Oh
now.
boy.
Can we
What
just
is
talk
there
about
not a shooting to talk about, you know?
I'm so upset those people lost their lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, all right. I'm done. I'm done,
Let's go.
Steven. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna let you go. We can go. We'll let you do your proper exit. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
say anything.
thank you.
I'm just gonna let you do your
Thank you.
proper exit. You're welcome.
Well, my friends, we've come to the close of another entertaining episode. Thank you, Robbie, for making that happen again. It is I, Stephen, with the PH Kennedy Board Certified Atheist, signing off, wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving weekend. Eat up, motherfucker.
Okay, Thanksgiving passed, but yeah, there's still leftovers.
I said
Okay.
weekend. Do you really? Seriously? It's a Thanksgiving weekend.
No, if I don't do a dig, it's not I'm authentic.
This is true. Stay authentic.
Okay, goodbye, everyone. Have a great day. Until the next time, follow, like, and all the other stuff.